This episode is brought to you by Whitaker Garage Doors, your one-stop shop for all things garage doors, proudly based in Peekskill, New York. Your home is a direct reflection of your personal style, and let's face it, your garage doors are the first thing people see when they pull up your driveway. Whether you're looking for the timeless charm of a classic carriage house door or the clean, sleek look of a basic wood finish, Whitaker Garage Doors offers traditional options for every taste and budget. I can personally vouch for their incredible service. When I had my own garage doors done, I was blown away by their timeliness, professionalism, and overall respect for their clients. Jonathan, Cassara, and their entire team are top-notch, and they really go the extra mile to ensure you're happy with the final result. So if you're in the market for a new garage door or need some repairs, give them a call or find them on Instagram at Whitaker_doors. Don't forget to tell them you're a friend of Dave's over at the No Snooze podcast. Whitaker Doors. You won't regret it. Now, back to the epi. Adversity? Bring it. The struggle? I welcome it. Snooze on life? Never that. I am Dave Regina, and this is the No Snooze podcast. Come on. Welcome back, No Snooze Podcast, episode 241. As always, I'm in the booth with my brother, Claudio the Voice Valenzuela. Yes, sir. And I am Dave the Body Regina. It's me and CV today. We are going with some questies. As always, you guys can send these in. On Instagram is probably the easiest way at No Snooze Podcast or at Dave Reg. If you're an alien and you want to shoot us an email, it's nosnoozepodcast@gmail.com. And I want to say thank you again to everybody who has pre-ordered my book, 30 Lessons to Lead. It's available at daveregina.com. It's available Barnes & Noble. It's available on Amazon and more retailers to come. So without further ado, CV, how are you, my brother?
What's up? What's up?
We are in the booth for the 241th 41th time.
The 41th time. Man.
Yeah,
We are.
I don't know, man. I'm feeling a little funny today, so
Speaking
hopefully...
I saw what you just gave me. I don't know how thrilled I am. But I do want to know one question. I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
When am I getting my copy of 30 Lessons to Lead by David Regina?
So you will... I'm not being funny. Did you order one?
No.
Okay.
But I want to know when they're going to be ready to be...
Okay, so if you order one...
I'm trying to plug you, my guy.
Well, no. So if you order one, and the reason I'm asking because I can see all the orders that come in on daveregina.com, but what I can't see is the Amazon orders because they're on pre-sale, right? So I wasn't being funny. I was just actually asking. Everybody who places an order, the book actually releases October 30th, so it will be on their doorstep by October 30th. And prior to that, anybody who places an order, it really wouldn't be fulfilled until that time. But everybody's kind of getting their orders in, which is pretty cool. I'll be speaking at I'll be doing a book launch at our alma mater, Manhattanville
nice.
University. I didn't go there.
It's
You
me
did?
neither. I didn't go to Man
I
U.
went to Manhattanville College, man.
Me too.
But they're actually bringing me in, and they're buying a bunch of books to talk to the students. So that'll actually be on October 30th too. So right around that time.
That's pretty cool, man. Like in the castle? Did they tell you where?
Yeah. It's gonna be in the castle, which is dope.
Well, you're making it closer to the castle, King.
They want to target, the incoming class for sure, but they're putting it out to everybody. But yeah, I would expect to get decent amount of people to come out for that. And these are the things that are happening now with the book. A lot of people want to read it individually, but a lot of people are investing in their direct teams. So
That's
we
awesome.
we have packs available, 10 packs available, packs of 25 up to 500. So Westchester County will be bringing me in, and they're getting copies for all of their employees. So definitely working with different government agencies, colleges, universities, local sports teams, collegiate, professional, even high school, depending on the actual sport. So that's what I'm looking forward to with the book, connecting with different individuals and organizations and tying leadership principles not only to self, but to their direct teams.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay. Well, I hope I get my copy soon then.
Well, oh yeah. So you though, your question was you.
But it was for a plug. It really was.
Okay. So, well, that's why you said that. So then I went on a tangent.
Yeah.
But for you,
that was a tangent I wanted.
No. So for you, so this is one of one right here. I have a few adjustments that I'm making, and then I'll be getting some author copies, and then the author copies, I'll sign that and give that to you.
Wait, that's interesting. So you can still make adjustments after you've received the hard copy.
Yeah. So like here on this one, and if you're on YouTube, I'm holding the actual one of one. I have these little notes, right? So this right here says awkward lines. So this tab here that I just made a note of, it has awkward lines. So I'm like adjusting with Mary, the formatting. That's where Mary's been extremely helpful for me. Is the formatting of the book.
Who does like the formatting? I thought it was like a company.
Well, she does that. She handles it with through a software. So that's where Mary has been instrumental. She helped me, navigate how I can put this all together. So I had the concept, and then I was able to turn over to her. So what Mary's been instrumental with is getting this together, and this is where having good people on your team is critical, right? Because I handed Mary a 217-page Word document.
Yeah.
Like the normal person would, you could write your stuff, but then where do you go from there?
Right.
So she was the plug that was able to connect me to the cover individuals, because there's businesses out there that obviously do this, and because she's a writer herself, she has those connections.
And she knows where to go.
Yeah, so when it comes to the formatting, she has helped me, tremendously with that.
Yeah, I mean, what I was going to say is I had no idea that once, because I thought, you got the book now, it's good, it's ready to go. They're going to, I guess, make them in mass quantities and just wait for the sales to come in. But it makes sense now when you pre-order it, now you get a chance. There's still a window that you can kind of make adjustments or whatever.
Yeah, so we'll make the final adjustments, and then, 5 or so business days after that gets approved, and then it starts making its way around.
Awesome.
Let's get it, baby.
It's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
You ready for some questions?
I am.
I'm not really ready for this first one, though. I'm not even putting my camera on for this. Okay. What's your thoughts on politics these days, big man?
Shout out to the trolls, baby. So I got in a conversation with somebody online, and they said, "Oh, wow, you're so vocal about so many things. What's your take on politics?" So one, I don't appreciate the big man. I think that's very condescending, champ. And I have a lot of thoughts on politics. And also, I'm not here to put my beliefs on anybody. I want to make a statement of my beliefs are my beliefs. They're my thoughts, my opinions, my personal experiences that make me feel this way. I have individuals on both sides. I have family members on both sides. I know we have listeners on both sides. What I think is going on in the world today is atrocious. I think we've gotten to a point to where words don't even matter anymore. And we're very desensitized to real harm that's going on. So whether you're talking about, the innocent Ukrainian refugee that came over and was stabbed unprovoked, or you're talking about Charlie Kirk in that moment unprovoked. Now, that could be a controversial statement because of the things that he says. In my opinion, regardless of what he says, and just to be clear, I agree with a lot of the things that he says, and then I also disagree with some things that he says. And that's where I find myself really in politics these days. But if you're asking me specifically, let's talk about it. I'm happy to do it. My brother CV might cringe a little bit, but let's talk about abortion real quick. I'll give you that one. All right? Look, CV's melting. And this is a personal opinion of mine. I would say for the majority, I am pro-life, with the exception of traumatic experiences and certain situations that may deem that child unnecessary to the parents. I'll bring it to me. If there is a young child or my daughter who happens to find herself in a really bad situation, and God forbid she or somebody I love was raped and was forced to have that baby, That is something right there in terms of an extreme circumstance that I do not agree with. But for the majority, I do believe in life. I believe in babies being blessings from God. And the more that I read the Bible, that's my feeling on it. I do think that a lot of people are just out here, having unprotected sex and then just going to abortions left and right. And I don't think that's okay, right? But also, I do believe that a female is in control of her body, right? So whatever is, whatever's the best thing for her and her family to do, that's what they should do. Now, that situation right there, right, would put me kind of right in the middle. And here's the other thing about politics. I personally believe that most people, and I talk to people on both sides, most people actually feel the same way about things. But we go crazy and make things this extravagant left and right side, right? Let's go to gay rights, CV. There you go, my brother. And I'm happy to do it, right? I have gay friends. I have gay family members. And I respect and love gay people, right? It doesn't mean anything to me if they're gay. I think people should be able to be happy. I think people should be able to be in a relationship. I even think that if they want to get married and that's what they feel is best for their family, no problem. I'm good with that. What I don't agree with is being a 35-year-old male and then me waking up tomorrow and saying, oh, I want to be a female. I don't think that those extreme cases are okay. And I don't agree with males being able to compete in female sports because of sex changes. And I also don't agree with allowing young individuals who are children to make decisions on behalf of their body, because I think that they're so desensitized to life right now that people are waking up at 12 years old saying, I want to be a female, and certain parents are saying that that's okay. To me personally, I don't agree with that. But again, that puts me right smack in the middle of what's going on. As I'm saying this, am I saying anything that you behind the camera or just on the other side of things, you're like, oh my God, this guy is going to get lit on fire from a political standpoint?
No, not at all. But I already knew that beforehand. So, even my laughter and like my cringingness of all this is not because I'm afraid of what you're going to say. I've known you now long enough to know, one, how you think, how you are, but also how you're able to speak very eloquently when it comes to like things that are sensitive. Like, these are sensitive topics.
Even
but nothing is
even
crazy.
Eloquently, right? Like, I'm not trying to be eloquent at all. It's just my own personal view, right? Let's talk about guns. Guns is another one, right? Guns is something that's, people were looking at Charlie Kirk, and again, regardless of what happened to this man, I think it's wrong. I think it is so wrong. But then they're utilizing the clip of him saying, hey, I am okay. This is Charlie Kirk saying this. I am okay with some deaths from guns, knowing that certain people are going to abuse guns, but I'd still rather have them in society, is essentially what he was saying, right? When I think of that, I also agree with that statement. Now, that doesn't mean that a bullet should go through my neck, but I internalize that the same way that I internalize this statement, CV. I think that we should have cars in society because it gets us from point A to point B. It makes moving around a lot easier. You can get to home, work. You don't have to just include public transportation in that. But making that decision of allowing vehicles in society, I am in full understanding that certain people are going to go over the speed limit, certain people are going to drink and drive, and there's going to be collisions and there's going to be death from vehicles. So the same way that I take that is the same way I look at Charlie Kirk's statement of guns. I think people who are protecting their Second Amendment right, people who want to protect their homes for whatever reason, people who hunt, right, the circle of life, that's a real sport. I don't think guns should be taken away from them. But I do believe the same way we have speed limits, we have highways where you can go faster, you have to be tested with your license, you have to have a test as well. I do think that some significant changes need to be placed when it comes to guns, because you see a lot of individuals who are unqualified to carry a firearm are getting their hands on it. And that's the piece that I don't agree with. But my big scope is that guns should be available with extreme, I don't want to say limitations, but I tie guns to mental health, in my opinion, right? Somebody who is mentally unstable should not be in possession of a heavy firearm that can do significant damage, right? So I think that we as lawmakers, and not me being a lawmaker, but just we as Americans, we need to take that into consideration, because I really don't see a difference. You can go into a hardware store and buy a hatchet, right? So that crazy person can take that hatchet and go put it in the cashier's head. You could take a fork at a restaurant and put it in someone's neck. So you can't just abolish these things, in my opinion, because that will create some level of unrest and civil war. So I think we need to evaluate the laws that are behind the firearms. So that's another very controversial one, right? So if you look at my personal views, I would identify as an independent because you are smack in the middle. Now, sometimes you're kind of forced to go a certain way, right? But if I am pro-life with those restrictions, you can be also viewed as both, which is, again, crazy. But people can either view me as a conservative Republican, but on they call it like a moderate Republican, or there are plenty of Democrats that feel the same way. But what ends up happening is you have to look at all of the major issues like we're talking about and then begin to see where you sit. But from my conversation right now, a lot of people I would like to say that they agree with me, and they're probably right in the middle of an independent American, which is something that's also frowned upon, because then lawmakers on the right, lawmakers on the left, they look at you and be like, wow, you're a leader. You can't even make a decision. You can't even choose a side. You know what I'm saying? So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And again, these are my own personal beliefs, right? I brought my daughter into it. I spoke on family members and friends who are gay, guns as well. Like all of these issues, I think there is a serious middle ground that for whatever reason, the narrative has just been completely shifted and we go extreme right, extreme left. And I would almost guarantee that the person listening to this, there's a large majority of you, if not all of you, that are in significant agreement with what I'm saying on these topics.
Yes.
I'll put a pin in it right there.
Thank you. Thank you. But no, well said. Well said.
But like, why can't we have those conversations?
It's not that you can't have the conversations. I think that it's in this day and age where, you know, this stuff is going to live out there forever and people can interpret and clip and repost it however they want. It's a dangerous like game to be playing. That's why I like tend to like not want to have these combos off camera, person to person.
Yep.
We can have these conversations
of
because
course.
It's almost like a safer space. The internet is not that safe of a space. You know?
Let's talk about my family and your family.
By the way, I want to give you an analogy that was given to me not too long ago. Within this, and it is crazy. The internet is like dropping your child off in Times Square and expecting for nothing to happen.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
And when you think of that, it's like, whoa.
That's very solid.
The internet, because that's what the internet is. It's
yeah.
The Wild West.
There might be people out here that say, yo, you didn't speak on immigration. I'll do that too.
Oh. Go ahead.
America was built on immigrants. I fully support immigrants coming over to this country the right way. So if you have your paperwork in and your process and your procedure and you're trying to set your family up, I agree with you 100%. But the same way we can't just go into another country is the same way that I feel that people just can't come over here, right? Like everything should be done properly. Now, if you happen to get away with it years ago and you're building a life, I'm not one to just say, yo, you got to get out of here and I'm going to remove parents from children. But when there's a clear situation going on where illegal immigrants are literally flooding to America because we're that soft and easy, that's crazy to me. We have to be able to have some level of rules and regulations here in America. I would not agree with some of the handling and the mistreatment of immigrants. But the same way that I gave that car analogy, unfortunately, it comes down to that there's a mass amount of immigrants that are illegal, that some of them are doing good and some of them are doing bad. But because you're illegal and you didn't come over here the right way, my opinion is you need to go back and file your paperwork and then come back over the right way. You get what I'm saying?
I receive it. All right. Well, that was the way to start the show. that was quite the question. So I'm much happier to read this other one. Excited for my book to come in. What's your favorite lesson in it and why?
So I have so many favorite lessons, and I think selfishly, my all-time favorite is the lesson on resilience, because I get to tell the personal story of my mother, which so many people and so many listeners do. But because you guys know that story, I'm not going to use that one.
It is a good one, though.
Yeah.
It is a great one.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, I've shared it. So, but for me, that one will always be like the best, resilience, right? I think this one hits close to home for me now at the season that I'm in. And I'll also say this, I think I've had favorite ones throughout my own leadership journey. But I would say right now, the lesson of integrity is crucial. And when I was writing that lesson, I was posing questions not only to the reader, but to myself, just in terms of accountability. Are you who you say you are? Are your actions in alignment with who you claim to be? Right? When I'm writing that, I'm like, wow, Dave, like there are certain things throughout my day that I wish I would respond differently. And it all comes down to integrity. The personal story that I attached to the integrity lesson was a wonderful one as well. I remember being in New York City for an interview, and you could read the book to get the specifics of which interview, blah, blah, blah. But long story short, I end up pulling my car into a Icon parking lot to park, right? And I was late, and they basically were like, yo, man, it's full. This one guy really took a liking to me for whatever reason, was like, yo, Poppy, I got you. So I already knew that I was going to take care of him when I came back. And I end up coming back from the interview, and he pulls my car up, and I go to hand him a 20. His eyes light up because I was giving him $20. He feels the money and looks at it and sees that there's another 20 under the 20. And he says, Poppy, you gave me too much. And I did not mean to give this man $40. Like, that was too much, right? Like, I mean, listen, I'm all about tipping, but like giving my man $40, it was a lot.
I mean, parking in Manhattan, though.
Right, I know, I get it.
But
he looked at it, and this man's integrity was so incredible that he ended up telling me that, Poppy, there's another 20 under here. And of course, what did I do? Yo, my man, take that. Take that back.
Let's go. If there was an applause, hold on. There's an applause here. Let me put it on for you.
What?
I'm gonna put an applause on for you. Because that's what I wanted to hear. Happy ending.
Oh, of course. But he didn't take it. Like, it was crazy. Yeah,
Really?
It was crazy. He ended up like giving it back. It was crazy. But I literally almost went to the point of like getting this man's phone number because I just couldn't believe the integrity that he held.
Yeah, that's tough.
And it was just a beautiful story that I'll never forget. Wish I got his name and was able to really give him the shine necessary. But it was something that like that will never leave me. And I think it's a story of just being able to really evaluate your own life. And that's what I love so much about the book, is that I was able to pull real life stories and situations throughout this fast, right? The book was created during a 5-day water fast. So I was able to go to these like places of memories. And as I was thinking about integrity, I'm like, oh my God, my guy from Icon Parking. And it's a story I'll never forget. So that was definitely one that I loved.
That's a really cool story.
Right.
You're lucky that he wasn't one of those guys that doesn't look at it. I mean, I know, so whenever I've gotten a tip when I was younger,
yeah.
I used to do valet parking way when I was younger. And
did you used to steal the coins? Because sometimes I feel like my coins are missing, man. No,
never,
is that a thing?
Never.
Am I making it up?
No, it's stories, but no, never here. But no, when they tip you, I was always taught, don't look at the tip, don't count it in front of the customer or whatever. You just receive it politely, say thank you, put it in your pocket, and you're not really looking at it. So you were lucky that he actually took a quick peek. And then I was like, oh, man, there was too much because he may have just put it in his pocket. You would have never known. He probably would have never known until at the end of the day, maybe he counted what's going on or later when you left and then he realized. But no, that was a crazy stand-up move by the guy.
And then even more stand-up for me to tell him, yo, keep it.
Oh, that's the best. And that's the best. That's why I applauded.
And then he told me no.
That's crazy.
And I was so upset, but he said, listen, man, this is a beautiful tip, and I'm so grateful for it, and I thank you. I don't need this extra money.
Oh, humility.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was that kind of guy, man, working in the Icon place.
You don't find those all over the place anymore. You know. So
Did you know that the book was like that, by the way, or not really?
What?
Like the fact that I like put these kinds of.
Well, no, because I haven't read it.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my copy.
Yeah.
But I have the real, I have the real experience for the last like 10 plus years. So.
Yep.
But no, I haven't read it, so I don't know. I'm excited to read it. I've been wanting to write a book blending my personal story and how I turned it around and to now teach in schools and institutions. My job takes up a lot of time. What would be your advice?
I might ruffle some feathers with this one too.
I have a feeling I know where this is going.
Really? I don't know if you do. I would say write the book for sure. Right? Like write the book, get your story out there. It's important. And if it's on your heart and it comes from a place of authenticity and you're really providing value and you want to just tell a story, I would say do it. The second thing is you're never really going to have time to make it happen. So you need to find the time in your busy day and busy schedule. And the way that you can do this is the same way that I, outlined 30 Lessons to Lead, is it started on scrap paper with ideas of concept words of leadership on a piece of paper by my desk, right? So you can find 20 minutes a day, and I would challenge you, if this is really something that you want to do, anybody that wants to write a book, see if you can sit with yourself for 30 minutes and just start writing and see what comes out of it, because I do believe everybody has a story to tell, everybody can help someone, and everybody can learn from everybody, just like I spoke about learning from that guy in the parking lot. But here's the other thing. And I don't know how many author friends I have out here. I think AI is going to abolish the writer. I think it is one of those jobs I'm calling like toll booth jobs, easy pass, right? When we grew up, we had very nice people, men, women, who would drink their coffee, talk to you while you were going by, and you would throw some change in a thing. They would give you change. They were full-time employees of whatever state you were paying tolls in. And the same way that those toll people have been abolished, AI is coming for the job of authorship and writers in general. Now, I will say this. I don't think that it's going to take it 100% because I think there's going to be, like my book, right? Like I can go into AI and say, give me 30 lessons on leadership. But what you can't do is, hey, give me 30 personal stories on Dave Regina's lifestyle and incorporate it into the book. So I think the feeling of emotion and vulnerability and adding personal feelings, touch, whatever word, that is not going to be there. But I do think AI is quickly taking the game over. You saw what happened with Charlie Kirk, that whole thing?
No.
Well, again, not obviously everyone saw it. That's not what I mean. With the book?
Tell us.
Okay, so on Amazon, right, there was and now I'm familiar with KDP services, which is basically basically where you're uploading your files to then be distributed on Amazon. So there was like a controversy of the day that this book got released, right? I don't know the exact day. Do you remember the day that he?
No, I don't.
Okay, so whatever day it was, Amazon released a book about his death the day before he actually got shot.
Oh, wow.
And it happened to be just a publication typo or something like that. But the day that this guy got shot, the truth that I believe is that somebody went in to KDP or wherever they go, they wrote this book in AI, right, with artificial intelligence, so you can create a book instantly and then hit upload on that same day that he died. And now essentially, there's a book available for pre-sale the same way my book is available the day that that man died on his whole life because of AI, right? So that, I think, is taking the game over. So I also believe you should, and I'll give you a little tip on what I'm doing. I am not trying to really make money on my single book sales, right? Like that I don't think is going to get me rich in any regard. But what I am trying to do is attach it to me personally. So the fact that I'm going into colleges, universities, sports teams, small business, large business, Fortune 500 companies, putting myself out there and saying, hey, here is a tangible takeaway after I speak to your team. You have to be able to find that. And from what you said he said education or prisons, something like that.
Hold on.
Right?
No, blending his personal story
with
and
in schools. So he's speaking to schools. So same thing. So like you're the gold there, right? So people should be hiring you to come in to speak, and then you can either upcharge them or attach the sale to the book. Like right now I have large organizations that I'm dealing with that are saying, hey, Dave, I want to pay you to come speak. Don't pay me to come speak. Buy 500 books, right? Like, so I'm trying to use the book as a tangible takeaway for people and then to give them something to remember. But I wouldn't be one that would really just be like, hey, I'm going to write the book and just sell it. It's got to be something bigger. But for one, it sounds like they have like a mission that they're trying to do. So I gave you a lot of context, but writers beware. AI is on the lookout for you.
AI is crazy. It's
right?
tough. Yeah, it's definitely changing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a lot of very like entry level type of jobs, like administrative jobs, like those kind of jobs, like because this stuff it's amazing. And once you kind of pay for it and it starts learning you and how you like, it's almost like
I know there's still mistakes, but it's easy to fix them. Yeah. Just like anything, you know.
Yeah, and you can tell her like I don't like it.
I know.
She'll fix
I talk to
no complaints.
I talk to ChatGPT crazy. Yeah, I'm like, you sound so stupid right now. What are you talking about? Give me a different version.
That's funny. Okay, next question. I've been praying every day and almost feel as though things get worse. I'm having a tough time keeping my faith. How do you see this from your perspective?
What Sorry, you said things are getting worse?
Yeah,
what are you praying for, my brother or sister? Are you praying for things to get worse? This is an interesting question. I think one that people like to tap into my thought process a lot when I'm talking to people. They ask me this, oh, how are you so optimistic? This, that, the third. I don't know if you're going to like what my answer is going to be, but I'll be very honest with you, as I always try to be. You're not ready for whatever you're praying for. So a lot of us like to sit back and pray for the wisdom. We pray for the abundance. We pray for financial wealth. We pray for our relationship to be great. All things that, I've prayed for. But I believe that in that moment that you're praying, God or whatever higher power you believe in, I believe in Jesus, your higher power hears you and is saying, yo, CV, I hear your prayer, but you want the financial riches. And if I were to give that to you right now in the way that you are, you're not ready for it. So I need to prepare you for that. The same way that you go in the gym and you get stronger and stronger is the same way that I believe like God is hearing your prayers and he's saying, hey, look, I'm going to answer it, but I need to put you through this so then when you do get it, you are able to receive it. I'll give you one in my relationship. You know how many times after I fixed my marriage at the time, I prayed for a healthy, loving relationship? And I did that over and over and over and over. And Katie and I talk about this a lot too because she was in a long-term relationship. So if I were to have that thought process, exactly what you're having, it's the same thing that happened to me. I prayed for that, and then I ended up getting a divorce after I was already taking the right actions. How do you answer that? One, I believe that the purpose behind it was much greater because I had to also learn a lesson that you have to be responsible for your actions. So the irresponsible actions that I took in the past, just because I took those actions doesn't mean that everything is okay. So that's one lesson I took from it. And then also I had to take all of the good things that I was building in my relationship and all of the new ways that I was moving and find somebody who was in alignment with me. And then I happened to date around, didn't really find anything. And then I found Katie. And then the alignment came together. So that's how I view things now. If I'm praying on something and it's not happening in that moment, I'm okay with it because I'm like, oh, wow, maybe I'm not ready, right? Like if I told you at the time that you started your business, CV, yo, man, you're going to get flooded. You prayed for abundance. I'm going to give you 150 podcasts that sign up with you at the time when you released your new business. Microphone on, please. What would happen? I'm curious.
Yeah, I probably would have flopped it over.
Why?
Because I wasn't equipped to have that many people.
But is that true? Like from your perspective, right? If the moment you put out your business of entrepreneurship, you had 500 people flood you and say, "Yo, CV, I want to pay you $500 a month to do my content on Instagram," would you be able to do it?
I'll tell you, I would have loved. What you're saying is 100% accurate, because I would have loved that. I would have said yes. It would have came in, and I see even now with my small growth, there's growing pains. So if you do if you say 150,
camera on you.
Oof. If you do 150, right? Mm-hmm. It would have been too much. I know, just because of what I experienced with the little growth that I had, that it became overwhelming, and I had to. It was growing pains. I had to figure things out. Now I have some systems in place that allow me to have what I have right now, and I'm trying to build it so that when more come in, I'm a little bit prepared. So you're 100% right. If I got 150 on day one, I would have flopped it immediately.
I mean, you got people working for you. You got virtual assistants with you.
Right. It would have been different. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you have that now. You're starting that because you're taking it as it comes.
Yes.
But that's the thing that I think we forget about. And that example right there, me from my relationship, CV from the business, the same thing is in your life. So whatever you're praying on right now at this time, you're not ready for it. You're being prepared for it. And that's how you have to view it. And it has to be one day at a time, one action step at a time, and keep moving forward. Because the devil wants you to give up out here. They want you to give up. And if you're not feeding something good, then you're feeding something bad. And that's truly how I feel about prayer these days.
Preach, brother. Preach. I see you. That was deep. I liked it. I didn't know what answer was going to come out. And
I love when I get you on that.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it because it was super deep. And if you listen to it and you understand it, that's where the depth comes. And I think that's where hopefully for the listener or the person who asked, that's where the growth will come with time. So patience. Go fishing.
That's right. You still got to come, bro.
We're going. We're doing it. Okay, next question. Hard time with business lately. Ooh. This one's coming right up my alley. Let's go. I'm not getting my return customers due to competition and price undercuts. What can I do to get them back? I run HVAC services.
Okay, so from my understanding, and this is how Dave thinks about things. So you charge $500 for a job. I've had CV as a client, and now he's not coming back to me because Justin is out here charging $350 for the same service, and now you're losing customers. Right. That's kind of what I'm getting from that.
That's what I got too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, I think, business ethics these days is a struggle out here. And I see it as well, just in different industries, in all the industries that I'm in. You have coaching programs that are $17 a month. You have all these things that are claiming to offer, this lower price point. But again, I do this, and I take out the mirror. And I was actually listening to an interview with my guy, Ed Milet, who's been a major inspiration, as many of you guys know. And he was talking about almost this a concept that applies to this. And that he said, often we're focused on, so Ed Milet says that we're so focused on saying new things to old people, whereas the focus needs to be on saying old things to new people. So you can't keep, like if I have customers, right, I can't keep hitting them with the old thing as the focus to my business because there's so much competition. But my story, me being this HVAC services, I probably have some nuance where like a lot of people have already heard it, but a lot of people haven't heard it. So you need to try to acquire new customers by telling them the old thing. This was me almost at InvestFest, right? I was so focused on trying to say these elaborate things where really that was new people right in front of me. I didn't need anything new to tell them. I just needed to tell my old story because it was new people. So business in general, you need to go out and spend time finding new people that you can serve with your old mission. You don't need to keep reinventing the wheel. You need to find ways to acquire new customers. And honestly, I believe that it might hurt right now, but if you focus and you double down on trying to acquire new people and real acquisition, you don't really need to change things up. You don't need to drop your price points. You don't need to change too many things. You need to reroute and refocus on your marketing techniques, because there's no fix to this, in my opinion. There's no fix to saying you offer $500 for a service and then Johnny Snacho over here wants to offer the same service for $350. Like, they're always going to do that because there's always going to be companies that are bigger than you. There's always going to be companies that have more employees than you, and they're able to do it. So if you're a small business, you need to find new ways to acquire those customers.
I love it. Yeah, no, I love it. I was preparing myself for an answer because I wanted to give you my 30 seconds of entrepreneurship lessons that I learned.
Give it to me.
So I wanted to see if I was kind of on target.
Yep.
So for the listener, I haven't really been in business that long, but it's so it's a new thing for me. So I am learning a lot of different thinking patterns because of it. So when I read the question, I formulated my answers, and I had my answer in my head, and I was like, okay, when Dave's done, let's see if I can throw it out, see what he thinks. I actually I had two different things I was going to say, and the second one was exactly what you just said. At the end of the day, I think it's a numbers game, and you just have to get out there and just continue outreach to more people. Because at the end of the day, you're right, that's not going to get solved. There's always going to be somebody that's going to undercut you. Somebody's going to come in that's either new in the game or has a much bigger company that can really afford to slash prices, and you're not going to be able to control that. But what you can control is exactly that, going out and just putting yourself in front of more people. The other thing that I was going to say was to give some more value to your business, because then that puts you above somebody else. Because if somebody is lowballing that much, they're basically doing the job maybe for a little bit less. Cool. They may be taking that cut to get a customer, whatever. If you can give more value to that client, I believe that they will see value in what you offer. So if you charge $500 versus the $350 just to do the job, but then you are adding other added value, like, hey, your system is guaranteed for from repairs for life, or something like that, like a lifetime warranty, or like for a year or for 2 years, something that's not going to cost you too much, but you're saying, hey, I know that I worked on this, and I know if something is wrong with it, just call me. I'll come. I'll check it out. And if it's nothing minor, I'll fix it. If it's something major, then, then we got to talk about it. But at least you're giving them the security that you're going to continue to be with them and take care of them for the duration of the product that you're selling. That would have been my second thing that I would have added to the marketing portion, getting more people.
Can you give us an example of you doing that in your business?
Oof. In my business.
Yeah. I mean, I know how you do it, but I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, in my business, depending on
because you want to do it low. So what you're saying, I agree with 100%, but also you don't want to add too much time to your job.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
So give me an example of how you currently do this. So if somebody says, yo, CV, you know what? I want to jump on for, I want to pay you $7,500 for the year, $10,000 to do my podcast for the year. But you know what? That's a little bit pricey. Right? How can you take the same content that you're shooting for those podcasts and add that person value?
So there's a couple different ways. Without giving myself that much more to do, I can say something as simple as like, hey, you can have unlimited re-edits on things that maybe didn't turn out right, maybe that you want differently or something like that. So number one, to me, that's not automatic, like extra stuff. And if there is something that you want to change, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, because I've worked on your thing. I have your file. I have everything. So theoretically, I can make that adjustment relatively painless to make sure that you are happy with the product that you're getting. That would be one thing that I can think of.
I think Instagram is huge for you too.
Like promoting?
Well, cross promotion, and then even including like 2 or 3 reels per episode.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some level of taking the content that's already there and repurposing it for that person, where somebody like me, and not me, Dave Regina, but somebody who doesn't like Instagram at all, that's a major benefit add, because if I were to go pay for that service alone, I would be probably in the hole for a couple $100 a month. But if I have my guy doing podcasts and I'm paying him $10,000 a year, and he's like, yo, you know what? I'm going to give you 2 Instagram reels. Like, that's a way that I could see, like, not too much sweat off of your back, but also providing major value to me being a podcaster.
Yes. So I guess, I should have said this earlier. I do that for.
Well, that's why I asked you, bro.
I just, in my mind, it was like I already kind of incorporated that in like what it is, and it's just a done deal.
But that's a value add.
Yes, you're right.
Major value add.
Right. There you go.
Good.
Hopefully, listener got some good work out of this.
There you go. No, it's always good. It's funny. So when you speak, though, I see more and more, and not you specifically, but it's so important to give, even if somebody is not in your business at all, for them to truly understand what you're talking about, you got to give the real example.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's great. It's, what's crazy? It was easier for me to answer that question from somebody else's perspective than when you put it on me.
That's why I said.
You literally, I don't know if probably you're going to be able to see this on camera. You saw me with a like a deer in headlights. Like, oh my God, wait, hold on.
Right. But all you're doing is talking about you. Like, it's just your stuff.
Yeah.
All
right, man. That was it for the questions.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, beautiful, man.
I don't know if you have any others.
No, man. Listen, these are always fun, man. Like I feel like we could do these unlimited. And honestly, some of y'all, listen. Some of y'all are trolls. Some of y'all are haters. For whatever reason, I feel like I put out a good message. No snooze on life. But I mean, you guys, some of y'all submit some funky comments and statements. And then what I'm seeing more and more is people delete their accounts. So it makes me think, and I don't like to big myself up this much, because I would hope you're trolling more people than just Dave Regina to go then delete your account, because who am I?
Right.
But maybe you create these things and then you go troll 10 different people and then you delete your account. Like, because it comes up with all numbers. It says like user 69755 is no longer available.
What's the point of that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. But to the ones who actually have real questions, we appreciate you. We love you. We want to answer these questions because it's a lot of dialogue that, as you can see, is real life. So we try to take the ones that are real, and hopefully you enjoy the back and forth and the conversation.
Before you I don't know if you're wrapping up or not, but I have a question for you, and it directly relates to what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This because this is, I find this probably the hardest part, and a big reason why I am so skeptical about opening my mouth or getting on camera and doing like the full into the deep end. How do you deal with like all the negative comments and trolls that I mean, when you say this troll, especially the one that you described, it almost is easy because it's a number. It's not really real. They deleted their account. It's almost like it's easier to kind of be like, oh, well, that's nonsense. But I'm sure there's others that are actual people that just want to talk doo-doo.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? How do you kind of like get over that in your head and just be able to move forward?
So there's two components to it. My initial one in the flesh, I feel the feelings of the same thing that everyone feels, because I do want everybody to like me in my heart. I wish that I could put out a message and everybody would be like, oh my God, I love everything that you're doing. I want to support you. But we know that that's not realistic. So once I get over the initial feeling of why, and I might even curse that person out quietly and then go to God and be like, I'm sorry about that. But I really am at a place in my life. It's kind of crazy, man. And you've experienced this with me. Like, I actually feel bad for certain individuals now, and not from a pity standpoint at all, but they must have gone through some stuff in their life that they have not been able to deal with, that this thought process, this negativity is their normal. And I truly believe, and this is not a plug to my message. I mean, you should buy my book, but leadership in general, bro. Like, taking accountability of your own life, whether you own, it doesn't matter if you go punch a clock and work 9 to 5. You are a leader of your life, right? Whether you have pets, whether you have children, whether you have a mother, a father, somebody around you, it doesn't even matter. Even if it's just you, your actions are a reflection of the life that you're living. So people who have these negative thought processes, I pray for you. And I truly mean that. And I hope and I pray that you find some level of fulfillment in your life, because I know what it's like to be very anxious and feel depressed and just have these negative thoughts. But the one thing about me is I was always able to find ways to take some level of positive action. And I think the people that go as far as to either create these accounts or say these negative things to people, there's something real deep there, man. You're not talking to somebody that you even know. Like, I could even see me and CV, we've gotten into plenty of arguments over the years. I can say something to somebody that I love and be like, say something bad to somebody I love. Like that I can actually understand because you care about that person so much and then that person hurts you and you're like, yo, I'm going to attack you. Like I can understand that thought process because that's how I kind of grew up. But to go out and just find somebody random.
At random, yeah.
Think about how dark of a place you got to be in. And I truly don't mean that from oh my God, you're feeling pity on these people.
Yeah.
But like, think about that. That's sad, man. Like that may have been the person who sat in a lunchroom by themselves and was completely bullied their entire lives, and nobody ever took the time to try to help that person. So that's kind of where my mind is at. But I'll be honest, man, I delete a lot of the stuff. Katie tells me to leave it sometimes, and I'm like, nah, I'm not leaving that. The person called me ugly, bro.
Do you read it and then delete it?
Yeah, of course. I always read it. I always read it. I always read it.
Do you think that does more harm than good?
No, I like to know what people are talking about. And I always like to find a little level of truth. Like, I try. Like, you know, if they're like, oh, he's arrogant, I'm like, all right, I can see how you think that. Like, I don't think I'm arrogant, but I can see from your perspective maybe where you're getting that from. So I always like to see if there's some level of truth. And then the ones that do really sting, there's probably some level of truth. Right? There is. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest out here.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, well.
But also they do say, you know, with new levels comes new devils.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a very real thing, man. Like the higher you go, it's a numbers game, right? We said that, you said that before. It's a numbers game. So if I'm out here influencing 5,000 people, I'm going to have 5 haters. If I'm out here influencing 5 million people, I'm going to have 5,000 haters. So even though the percentage might be the same, 5 people versus 5,000, still a lot of haters.
Yeah.
You know, so every level that you go, you're going to continue to influence more people in a good way. And I just hope to impact more people in a good way than the bad way. But each time you grow, you're like, oh, here's another one. Here's another one. I was talking to Mandy and Sabby about this because they deal with it a lot.
It's almost like a badge of honor, too. Like, if you think about it.
If
you try to take it from that perspective,
yeah, I guess.
You got to look at it positive, you know?
Absolutely. No, for sure. But there's also, I think, that realness to it. And we forget that, like, people are real human beings. So whatever you're saying to somebody is going to probably hurt their feelings. You know, like, and you don't think about it from that standpoint until it's,
I mean, not
ever. I don't know.
Not to justify, put myself in other people's shoes, but I guess there's another perspective could be like that person that sees you is like, well, you're the big guy, you're the big guy that's in front of the camera, that you're telling your message, and you have a power of voice, and you got a following, and you should be doing the right thing, whatever that means to that person. So there's almost like that like feeling from these.
But who's not
trolls.
doing the right thing?
I'm just to each people's perspective. I mean, no different than how we started this conversation.
But I'm saying to attack people for what would be.
Oh, I'm not condoning it. Please don't take that. I'm not saying that. I guess I'm trying to put a different perspective shift to see if it's even part of the
I would almost appreciate that if somebody was like, "Yo, like, here's what I think about you because you did X, Y, Z." The people that reach out, they don't even give their perspective of it. Just like, you know what I'm saying?
Because they just want to hate.
People take out of context or they do whatever they do. And again, I could deal with the amount that I get because honestly, it's not that crazy at all by any means. But when I go through those questions, I find some people
gems.
who are funny, yeah. And then also there are the people that have the balls to do it because they like kind of know me a little bit. So they feel like it's comfortable to, call somebody big guy or boss man or this or that when you're not really that cool and you're clearly being condescending. Shout out to you, baby. But yeah, I mean, I almost wish and welcome. Like, that's the thing about politics, man. I wish that we were open to having conversation. And Charlie Kirk did that, but also I was talking to Katie about this. That's all right.
Full circle.
Forget it. I was talking to Katie about this too. Like, there were a lot of things that he exposed on the other side to make the other side seem so much worse than they were. Right? Like, he would post clips and he was saying the right thing, but I saw this one like person was wearing a devil costume and like talking crazy on the complete opposite side of what he was. So it's a good clip. But that's not the majority of America, man. Like, why can't we have normal conversations with people who might just slightly disagree with you, right? And I think slight disagreements are fine, but people tend to like, oh, man, like, now I'm going to kill you? Like, is that what we have to worry about?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's
it's gotten to just an ugly, ugly place. And
as a child now is going to grow up without a father. And that's
two children.
Two children. That's probably the most.
Bro, I don't care who. You could think of any person that I despise in this world. I don't even know who I would despise. I mean, shoot, even if you take it back to high school, the girlfriend that cheated on me with the friend of mine, like anybody, I still would never want to see. I mean, maybe I'd punch him in the face, but like, I don't want to see anybody out here like that. Doesn't matter how much I don't have to rock with you, dude. But hate is not okay, in my opinion. And at real leaders and leadership, there's no hate in leadership.
Well, I also think it's like hate comes from like a place from within that you're not happy with yourself.
Right.
And at the end of the day, no matter what you're doing or not doing, that hate was going to come just because I don't feel, you know what I mean? So I don't think it's more than half the time, I don't think this has much of anything to do with the person that you're attacking, more so than the inner turmoil that you're probably going through. So mental health, man.
I know. It really does matter. All right, cool, guys. So listen, we hope you enjoyed this. Continue to submit anytime you see a little thing on Instagram. Ask them for questions. You can grab the book at daveregina.com. We really appreciate that. We want you to like and share and subscribe to everything that we're doing with No Snooze. No Snooze has been the thing that has really helped grow this. And also to the people out there that are wanting to do all these other things, podcasting is a great place to start. Podcasting is a wonderful place to have a voice. And if you're in that New York, Connecticut, New Jersey area and you need a place to record, there's a lot of places out here now. But I'll tell you, my brother Claudio and Kai Visions, they do a phenomenal job from start to finish. I've been here 5+ years, and I'm not going anywhere. All right? You can shop the latest merch at nosnoozeshop.com. And until next time, stop snoozing.
Get up and get after it, baby.
Stay healthy out here, my friends. For real. Thank you guys for tuning in. That's another epi in the books. You can follow us on Instagram at No Snooze Podcast and leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Snooze. Shop the latest merch at nosnoozeshop.com. Come on.